let's just say that this is my Sinners review. I wasn't able to finish the video yesterday. I really didn't even get started on it because I didn't want to give my mama spoilers. And I was enjoying my family yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to like really just get into it. Get into it yesterday. But here we are today, and yeah. So without further ado, it's been long away. I suppose I've been made my review on this movie because y'all, I am a Clarksdale native. Like, I am from Clarksdale, so this is right up my alley. And on top of it, I'm Irish, Black, and Native American, and these are the elements that were used in the movie, as well as hoodoo, Christianity. Like, come on now. So anyways, yeah, I was really excited when I heard about this movie because when my best friend first asked me to go and see it, I didn't even know it was about Clarksdale. She was like, oh, I want to go see Sinners, and I'm like, oh, I'll let you know, da 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 da. Then when somebody said, y'all know Sinners was about Clarksdale, Mississippi on Facebook, I was like, hold on. What? My Clarksdale, Mississippi? My C Vegas, Clarks Vegas? Like, what? Okay, so I had to go, and I told the coach about it at the school that I go to, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta go see that. And that's what we did. We went to go see that. So anyways, y'all, so okay, I would say my review on it, I don't know, I don't want to give my review right out in the beginning. I want to give y'all the things that I picked up from the movie that I was really intrigued by. First off, Michael B. Jordan playing them twins. Okay, the beginning scene was everything to me because it was something so dramatic about like the scene where they was, I think, rolling up and passing the joint back and forth to each other, and just like, I think he had grabbed his handkerchief or something like that, and they was just like cleaning themselves. I don't know what they was doing, but it was just something about that scene that was just like, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but it was intriguing. It was interesting. It was like, it was kind of sped up a little bit, like more faster, and their movements was kind of like sharp. So I liked it that because I'm like, what is the reason for this? But I like it. When I first watched it, I'm like, what is the reason for this? But I like it. Okay. Let's get to the point. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I first watched it, I wanted to get to the point so bad. I'm like, I want to see what it's about. I needed to speed up. Like, I'm very impatient sometimes. So I really was just like, okay. But when they went to the scene, I like the fact that it started off with like the boy already at the church, and he was holding on to this guitar, and he was just like toe up, and it was like, okay, we're gonna tell you what happened 24 hours before. Now, what I was gonna say, what was I about to say? Oh, the scene where he told the little girl, when he showed the little girl how to negotiate, I like that. I feel like most people in today's society try to get over on kids or people who they feel like are less aware in certain situations. And instead of him being like a big schemer, even though they was like robbing in Chicago and all the type of stuff like that, he was putting little shorty on game, even though he, was basically big bad. They was big bad guys, you know what I'm saying? They was big bad guys, but at the same time, they know the children are always off limits to the schemes, to any of the things. And that's what some of these people in the streets these days need to understand. Like, I'm not judging you from the streets, but I always know the children are off limits. It does not make you big, bad, and tough to feel like, oh, you don't care about nobody. The children are always off limits. Like, come on now, be for real. I liked that scene though because he taught her how to negotiate, and I'm like, okay, like, put us on game. So that was one of my favorite scenes in the beginning of the movie. The snake in that movie was very symbolic. It was so simple, very simple symbolism, but straight to the point. But it also makes you think deeper. And I feel like a lot of people have been talking about this movie, and they've been trying to talk it down. I might be a little biased because I'm from Mississippi, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting this movie to be good. So when I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's actually like they've been doing a research on it, but I'm gonna get to that. But the snake was definitely symbolic because it's like, okay, for one, you got the KKK dude from the beginning that sold in the house. He said the KKK no longer exists, yet he was the leader of them, and he's selling them this house. Okay, that's nothing. Also, the fact that I don't remember if it was Stack or Smoke. I think it was Stack. Stack was the one who told Sammy that guitar was from Charlie Pitts. I think Charlie Pitts, correct me if I'm saying the right name, but I know it was some type of famous singer or whatever. but in reality it was from their daddy. So that was another form of, like, deception, and can be somewhat of like some of the reason why he really wanted to keep the guitar, I think. I don't know. But what else could that snake symbolize? Definitely Remick, because Remick was real deceiving, trying to be all nice. Like, first of all, this little Poor Robin Queen song. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that song been stuck in my head. Like, I don't know why it's been stuck in my head, but it kind of got a tune to it. But I will say this: the songs, the white people were singing, kind of gave me the vibe of Little House on the Prairie, like the songs on there and those type of old time vibes and stuff like that. So I kind of like the song, with the same song at the same time. The songs was funny, and I'm just like, what is the point? Like, what is, I gotta look at what this song even pick for Robin Clean, like, and why does it sound familiar? Why does it sound like I done heard this song like in some old time in movie or something? I don't know, I could be wrong, but it just sound like I done heard that song before. But yeah, that snake was definitely symbolic. A lot of deception all throughout the movie. It was a lot of deception. Honestly, you got the married folks cheating, and fixing Jesus. Fixing Jesus. But skipping from that scene to another part of the scene. A part of the scene that I thought was funny was when the dude that was the dude that was stealing out his car, when he shot him, and he said how you been or something like that. He said, I was doing pretty good for you. Shot me in it. Like, first of all, I feel like these people really came down here and did their studies on Clarksdale, because he shot that other dude in the leg, and he was like, can't have nobody around here talking about that they was stealing from the twins or something like that. And it's like, they was really some tough dudes without trying. And then even me and my brother, we watched it last night. He was like, when he walked inside the building to talk to the Asian guy, he told the Asian guy that he had just shot him. He was like, he said that so casually, like that was just casual for them, because they was just rough niggas, and that kind of has that same vibe as the men down here, or not even just the men down here, the people down here. Because even though I wouldn't say that people in Clarksdale are just so rough, like, we are very loving, caring, considerate people, but at the same time, you know how when you go places in, like, to different cities and towns, and they be like, oh, this is the hood and this is the suburbs. The whole Clarksdale is the hood. So you can't expect for the people to not be a little tough or a little casual, or to not to, like, to be nonchalant to certain things that be going on that most people be like, oh, shook up about. We be nonchalant to it because we have seen these type of things too many times before. Like, somebody could get shot tomorrow and it's not good. That is something that I feel like that needs to be better, like, needs to be fixed in our community. But it's getting better. I'm not gonna lie, I've been noticing, like, a lot of good things going on in the city. Like, the hood days ain't been getting shot up, ain't been no fights at them and stuff like that. I noticed some people was talking about that on Facebook. I haven't been seeing, like, when I'm here, because I don't stay here, like, I don't stay in Clarksdale, but when I'm there, I see the difference. Like, when I'm here, I see the difference. But yeah, so that's another thing. Like, when he did that, it's like that kind of shows the demeanor that we do have down here, because we don't let people play with us. Like, even if we are not the type to, like, pop off and stuff like that, we don't let people play with us. We don't. There's just something that's Clarksdale people just have that demeanor. Like, we don't even have to be rough. We could be very casual, and people can just feel that vibe off of somebody. If you're from Clarksdale, like, I done been places, like, been places, Chicago, California, no matter where I go, if somebody knows about Clarksdale, know you from Clarksdale, they be like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'd be like, what do you mean? But I get it. It just be still like, how you know about our city? But okay. But anyway, so that part there was funny, because a while he was just like, I was doing a little better before you shot me in a car. But yeah, that was funny. But anyways, I like the scene when I was talking to, what's his name? Is it D. Elroy Lindo something? The guy that played in Romeo Must Die. The dude that played Trisha's dad, Aaliyah's dad. The dude that played her dad in Romeo Must Die. His character. I liked his character, but in the beginning, they made me mad, because when he was saying something to him, when they was, like, negotiating on him coming to work for the juke joint, and he started talking like super duper country, and I was just like, y'all trying to be funny, because we do not sound like that. We do not sound like that. Like, I couldn't even make out what he was saying, and I'm just like, you know what, y'all trying to be funny, but I'm overlook it though. I'm overlook it. I'm overlooking one of the brothers, Michael B. Jordan, what's his name, Ryan Coogler. I'm overlook it, but it was funny though. It was funny, but at the same time, I was like, we not that country. But yeah, so but I liked his character. I feel like his character just, I don't know, it had that old southern older guy feel to it. Like, he embodied that feel. He looked like one of the old heads here in his film. He literally looks like an old head we would see like sitting on the porch when we riding down the street in Clarksdale. He looks like one. Like, he acts like one. I liked it there. But what I would say, I love the fact that Stack and Smoke had like similar, of course they had like similarities, but they were very different at the same time for to be played by the same person. Like, for a second you had me kind of like, you sure this the same guy? Like, they had a different demeanor, and it was like, how can you play that so well to where they had a different demeanor? Because I don't watch plenty of movies like what's that movie with Lindsay Lohan when they tried to get the mom and the dad to get back together. They had differences, but at the same time, they kind of really like, those characters were really similar, that you could tell it was played by the same person. You know, of course they had us when we was kids. When you got older, you could see the differences, but Stack and Smoke was like the same guy. You sure? That even he even held his face different in certain ways, like for each character, to the point where you would really think that, like, oh, these are twins. Like, if you didn't know who Michael B. Jordan was, you would think they were twins. Yeah. But anyways, what's another scene that I liked? Oh, that juke joint dance scene, y'all. That juke joint dance scene, I'm talking about both of them. The one from when he was singing I Lied to You, when Sammy was singing that, and they had all the different cultures come out there, from the Africans to the Native Americans to the girls twerking in the corner, and you had the people doing the ballet. And I'm like, it's just showing how blues has impacted so many different types of music, especially like R&B and rhythm and blues, be for real. And it's like, this stuff has went all the way to California, Hollywood, the big screen, and taken over, and it's all from blues now. And blues is the birth, like Clarksdale is the birthplace of blues. Like, my city, my little bitty city. But I been knew that. Like, I used to talk about this all the time to my mama. I'm like, people don't give Clarksdale their props, because we are some talented people. Like, we have soul, we have originality, we just have a vibe to us that sticks, and everything about this place just gives like old time, and like you could tell the ancestors are still roaming over, watching over us down here. Okay, baby, very magical place. So I love the fact that the movie, that they gave it a little spin and put like the hoodoo references and the vampires in there, because people down here love them some scary movies. So that's another thing. And I'm like, whoever really took the time out to study, I don't know if Ryan, I think, well, of course he wrote the movie, but I know they have like different screenwriters and stuff like that with them, helping them out and stuff like that. And I feel like they really did their job. They did their job. Like, I can't stress it enough. They did their job. You can tell they studied us. You can tell that. What else did I like about it? Yeah, the dance scene, like all them was just around. And that boy ain't got no business singing like that at 20 years old. Y'all, he ain't got no business sounding like that at 20 years old. That man sound like he in his 40s and he been through it. He sounds like he in his 40s and he been through it like that. He got a soulful, rich voice. Like, when he first started singing, I was like, oh, I'm in the movie theater. I looked to the side of my friend and my homeboy. I'm like, oh, this how he sound? Wow. This is how he sound at 20 years old. Boy, that is a gift from the God above, for real. Now, I liked that scene because, of course, the music, the dancing, and I like the fact that they mixed it in with the new school and the old school, and really just all the different cultures just vibing out together. But you can also see that it was very symbolic, because anybody who's into like different spiritual type of things know that rituals require movement, and fire is like a strong element that you can use and stuff like that. So the fact that they was out there dancing in that field, it was very symbolic, and it almost made me pause for a minute, because I do know that when it comes to these movies and things, sometimes they throw those type of elements in there to call you in. Not saying that that's the case. Sometimes it's just an artistic view and things to make you think deeper, but sometimes it can be both, and I just keep open mind to that fact. So I'm like, yeah, like when we was watching it, and my homeboy looked at me, he was like, yeah, that definitely has a deeper meaning. I was like, oh yeah, I know I know, but I liked it though. I feel like it was a way of, like, to me, it felt like they were conjuring the ancestors in that scene. Like that's just what it gave. Like it could be other meanings to that, but the main meaning to me personally, it's an opinion, that was what it was. And if that was the case, they did a good job, because you could just feel that like appreciation for what came before us in that part of the movie, and I like that. Also, that dance scene when Pearline had just came up out of that room with Sammy. She was turned up. She was turned up, y'all. Like, she was so turned up, and I liked that. Like, she was just, I don't know, like, if you've ever been to a party in Clarksdale, you know people don't get more turned than we do. And if we go out of town to somewhere else, like if a group of people from Clarksdale go out of town to Memphis, Cleveland, South Haven, Oxford, wherever surrounding areas, like we gonna shut it down. We gonna be the people in the corner that the cameras is up on us because we turned up, and we just be too live. We be lit. We be live. Like, it's like we get into it. Like, baby, I don't know why we don't have our own show down here for all the stuff that, like, the people be faking the funk when it comes to being turned and live and lit and not caring and ratchet and ghetto, like whatever you want to call it. I don't care. I'm not a judger when it comes to how you turn up, because I feel like it's a part of the culture. As long as you're clean, still very cutesy, very demure, but you can get ratchet if you want to. Yeah, the stuff that they be faking it, we don't have to fake the funk. We're just that. We're just that. Like, I'm just saying. So when she was turned up on that stage, like the stomping, you could tell she was really feeling the music for real. Like, they weren't acting. I feel like they enjoyed this role. You can tell they really just enjoyed the whole process of making this film. They was in it, and I liked it. Like, they embodied these characters. They embodied these roles. Like, y'all, I ain't even got to get to the end of the video to say it was a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it was a 10 out of 10. I liked that. And Pearline was definitely my favorite character. I liked her because girl just had that vibe. Like, I don't know what is it, but she just had that vibe. Like, Pearline, Sammy, and I'm not gonna lie, I like Smoke, but I like the Stack. But Stack got killed. So I mean, Smoke just, I had to like Smoke a little more. But I like the Slim. I like the Slim. I think Slim was the old head. Yeah, Slim. I like the Slim. But the funniest part to me was, the craziest part, because me personally, I knew it was gonna be like somewhat of a vampire film a little bit, but I didn't. Like, I knew what it was gonna be, but I didn't know like what type of route they was going, because I wasn't trying to watch the spoilers. When people was talking about it on Facebook, I was getting up off of there. I wasn't trying to get spoiled. But when I went on there, and they was talking about, like, oh, what did they say? They said something. They said something on Facebook. We not even think about it, because I ain't got that much storage left, because I got to delete some stuff. So we just need to get straight to the point of the movie. Other parts that I liked the part when she was like, you can rob something and da 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 da, but you can't steal this for the night. I was like, oh. Like, oh, wait a minute, girl. Haley, you cutting up like that? What? Like, what, girl? Like, and y'all, the crazy thing about this girl is one of my favorite actresses. Like, I used to watch her in them Netflix movies and stuff like that all the time. So I'm just like, okay, girl. What else did I like? I like the scene when when he told Sam to go check on him, and he opened the door, and he turned back around, and he was he was a little messed up, but it was funny though. I can't lie, it was funny, because it was like, when he came back into that room, and they came back into the room and seen him, Seeing her devouring that man, that was crazy. I like the fact that Smoke ain't wasting no time. He was like, my brother, you got my brother's laid out bleeding. Like, he was on that. He don't play, and that's why I like Smoke. That is why I like Smoke. I like Stack, but that's why I like Smoke. Smoke do not play. Like, the end scene, when he knew that he didn't even care to be protected no more, he had got shot. He didn't care about bleeding out. He just know he had to make sure he laid all of them out. I liked that, because don't play. They trying to set him up. That was crazy. That's the sad part about it. But I do like that the fact that they had, and I think that's her name. I don't know their names, y'all. Look, I know Smoke Stack names. That's it and Sammy. But I like the fact that she brought in the element of the hoodoo, but it still had, to me, it had what I liked about it. And a lot of people, they have their own perception about it. But everybody trying to say, oh, when he was doing the Lord's Prayer, right? And this is what I got from it, because I didn't watch no spoilers until after, for real, or read nothing about it like talking about it for real. When he was doing the Lord's Prayer and they started reciting it with him, I automatically thought about when they be saying, the devil knows the Bible too. That's the automatic thing that came to mind in my head while we was watching it. And when they finished reciting it and he tried to start spewing negativities about God and da-da-da-da, and it's just how it be, y'all. Like, if you a Christian, you watch that movie, like, it's like, that's how it be. It's always somebody in your ear trying to tell you, oh, this is not correct. They took this they took that from us, and they took all these different things and trying to force their beliefs and their lies on us and that. It's always somebody trying to make you not believe, and they only do this with Christianity. They may do it a little bit with the other ones, but it's only with Christianity. It's because we believe so strongly in the Lord. I'm not saying I'm full on Christian, because I'm Christian and spiritual. I was brought up in a household that probably did little roots. You know what I'm saying? A little, just a little bit hoodoo, But so it's like, when people be talking about God ain't real and stuff like that, like, that's your opinion, but why are you so strong on what I believe in? And in the fact of the matter, it showed how God intervenes, because God can use other people or you, and that's what I got from that scene. Because soon as he thought he had him, after he was trying to break him down, even though he knew that he was praying and he was trying to save himself and keep himself, that stalled time. That time frame when he started praying, when they started praying with him, he could have been hurt him, but he wanted to mock him, right? And if he wouldn't have mocked him, trying to join in on the prayer, I don't know, I just see that Holy Spirit intervening in that scene, because when they got finished praying and he thought he had him, he hit him in the head with that guitar. And then when he still thought he had him, smoke came out of nowhere on him. And next thing you know, the sun came up. That was so symbolic, because everybody knows, like, the sun is very symbolic and tied in with, like, Jesus and the light of the Lord and stuff like this. I just felt like that was just showing how when they try to mock you, when they try to mock your faith, your belief, or the way you feel like God intervenes, God still shows up. Whether they feel like they won or not, he still intervenes and shows up in different ways. He can use you, another person, and himself, because when the sun came up, like, that was God intervening. So I don't know, that's what I got from this scene. Like, that's what I got from that scene. And I was just like, yeah, I was in the movie theater, like, yeah, eat that up, like, eat that up, like, ooh, I just liked that. So yeah, another part that I liked is the fact of the matter that they still didn't bother him. Like, I didn't even get to see it, but I looked it up, because I left out the movie theaters early. Like, I forgot. I literally heard people saying, don't leave out the movie theaters early, and I still did, because I forgot. But yeah, y'all, that movie was good. I don't know, like, the whole movie. No, the little Irish jig. The Irish jig had me too through it. When that came, I said, really? These folks out here laying people down, and they out there doing jigs in the field, waiting for them to come outside, like, they taunting them, dancing and stuff like that. Like, they were trying to call them in, really, because what? And the fact of the matter, what more brings people in than good food, money, and good music and dance? And like, it's just showing those elements of how easily people can be persuaded, because all them people had other stuff they was supposed to be doing that day, and money money called them away from it. Like Slim said, he was getting paid more and it was more consistent. If he wouldn't have came that night, he would have still been alive. Perlene, if she wouldn't have been cheating, trying to meet up with little Sammy, she would have still been alive. And Miss Whatchcall wasn't trying to chase the past. Well, Miss Mary, she would have still been alive. She wasn't trying to chase the past. And if if Stack would let the past go and kept turning her around, he would have still been alive. Like it was so many different. And that made me think about like Lot and his wife and stuff like that. Like in the Bible, we read this story. Like a lot of them, it was because of the past or greed and stuff like that. And we see how greed or them Delilah spirits be getting to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it was just so much symbolism in this movie. It was other symbolism, but I'm pretty sure like on the spiritual aspect, I've seen a lot of people touch on that aspect. So I'm touching on what I ain't seen most people speak on, or my own things that I got from it. But overall, 10 out of 10. Love the movie. Y'all must watch. They was real funny with Cornbread. No, the most funniest thing to me though, and this is no shot at the Christian community, y'all, but sometimes y'all do be coming off a little cultish. I just gotta say it because somebody say it. And when they was up in there talking about, oh, we're gonna be heaven on earth, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have my moments. I didn't have moments with stuff like that, like being like too deep into spirituality or Christianity to the point where it can start sounding like, girl. But it happens. But you just have to shake yourself back up and say, tone it down a little bit. But I feel like it was a moment when they was in them shadows and they was like, peace and love. It was like peace and love. And they was taunting them with that type of stuff like that. And it shows the deception. But sometimes they had a church be deception of the churches or people that be fellowshipping and stuff like that. Not even just the church. Certain spiritual people. It's a lot of spiritual people that be leading y'all the wrong direction, but they look like and sound like they so on point. But you know it'd be a little eerie. You know it'd be a little eerie. You know it'd be a little off. And you still be going because they just seem so welcoming. And you just need so much like love. No. I feel like this movie touched on increasing your discernment. When he chose that guitar, I feel like that was him choosing his path. When he chose that guitar, holding that guitar, and then would let that guitar go when his dad kept saying let it go, I feel like that was symbolizing him, choosing his path, because we know that character is also kind of loosely based off of Robert Johnson, who sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads. So it's just like it's so much symbolism in there, and then it's also kind of loosely based on Buddy Guy, who also played him as an older person in the end with that scar on his face. And I wish I did like actually get the experience watching that scene, because when I watched it online I couldn't see it. But apparently they offered him to change and switch over, and he decided to stay at Human. He had a little place that he was singing at, and he had named after Perlene and stuff like that, which I think is very cute. But at the same time, it's just like, dang, that was the best night of their life, and it was the worst. And it didn't even last long. And it just shows you how, like, you have to be clean about stuff. Clean money when you're in the business. You can't have a past that haunts you. You have to really have accountability for what you did and turn it around, because when you, like you said, when you keep dancing with it, it's gonna follow you back home. Like, you have to really just, I don't know how to put it, but it's like, it's so much symbolism when it comes to the greed, when it comes to, like, oh my gosh, the adultery. People just don't know how heavy that sin is, like, in the Lord's eyes, because God drops stuff in my spirit all the time, and it's just like, if they would have been loyal and at home, they would have been alive. That's crazy. Ooh. That is crazy. But the fact, I feel like the vampires were symbolic, because we know that people can be energy vampires and they can drain you, and they always want you, like, they want something of you, like they will pull you in, call you in. And it's not when it's like people around you that's friends or family. It's like when it's people that you don't usually cling to that just start reeling you in. It's like they need your essence, they need your vibe, they need something from you. And sometimes people may not even like you, and they'll have you around just to pull that aura off of you, because they know it's something about you. And that's how it was with Sammy. They singled him out because he had a gift. And I'm not going to make this video much longer, but I would say keep that in mind. If you are gifted, things single you out. And those who know, you know. Like, those who know, you know. But that movie, y'all, 10 out of 10. I recommend. It's gonna be a home classic, a black cinema classic in my household. And yeah, I would encourage y'all to go watch. Where all of that come from? But I would encourage y'all to go watch. So yeah, they did their thing with that, y'all. They did their thing with that. Yeah, definitely.